right, so excited to have everybody here. This is another Spicy Time stretch session, a class that's going to hopefully help you embody your more sensual, your more in touch, your more sexy side here. This is all about kind of coming into this space of being really in tune with our body, with what feels good, with what feels nice, getting into our brain, letting ourselves relax and just be present in the moment. So, this is going to be a fairly floor focused class. So, make sure you've got good cushioning down. If you need to have an extra yoga mat underneath you, maybe move to a more comfortable spot in the house because we're going to be on the floor this whole time today on our bellies, our sides, and our back. So if you need to grab your blocks, make sure you have those. Again, it's not a requirement. It just might be something that feels kind of nice to assist you in these stretches because that's what all of these tools are for. Whether you need to grab a pillow, a blanket, a strap, your block, get close to a wall. All of this is designed so that you get the best out of your practice and that you can feel really empowered and accomplished when we are done. So join me for this class today. We're going to get in touch with ourselves. We're going to get in touch with our bodies. We're going to get in touch with what makes us feel connected. So as always, we're going to start seated because we want to kind of bring ourselves into this space. So we've probably come from varying parts of our day, and now we need to come into this space where it's time to focus on ourselves, right? It's time to focus on what's going to feel good in my body today. What does my body need? What does my mind need? What does my emotional self need? Because that's what all of this sensuality, all this spicy time stuff is about, the whole package of ourselves. And that includes mental, emotional, and physical needs. So as we let our seat kind of connect to the ground here, let your arms relax. If there's tension in our body, can we let that soften? For me, it means I need to kind of relax my belly, relax the shoulders, unclench my jaw, and just take a moment to be with your breath. Now, that might sound a little woo woo and out there, but what I mean is to just notice how it feels as you breathe in and out. Connect with that sense of how does my body feel if I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out? How does it feel if I slow down that inhale? Slow down that exhale. Maybe what do I see as I breathe in and out? Because maybe you want to keep your eyes open. You don't have to keep them closed. What do you want to smell? What do you taste? I'll let your senses get involved. What do you hear as you breathe in and out? Now, this is not about shutting our brain off. This is about turning down the volume on all of the other thoughts that are swirling through our head and bringing that focus into, I'm just focusing on my breathing. I'm just focusing on my body. I'm focusing on these next 20-ish minutes that we're going to be moving together. So how can I feel good? How can I feel connected to myself in a way that honors what I need today, that honors what I want today? Because that's just as important as what we need is what we want. And just being mindful to check in with our body if there's any spots we want to be aware of, careful, all of that kind of good stuff. Good. Now we're going to take it a little bit different this time. We're going to come onto our stomach here. So releasing those legs, let's roll over onto our belly and bring the hands wherever it feels comfortable. If you want to bring them down to your side, you certainly can. I like bringing my hands to the front, stack my fists. That gives my forehead somewhere nice to rest. And we're just, again, get settled here, come into this space of being focused. And then I just want you to rock your hips side to side. If you want to bring your head up a little bit, you certainly can if that feels good. If you want to just stack your palms, that feels better. Just let yourself kind of rock back and forth. Does it have to be a big movement? Not necessarily. I want you to move in whatever way makes the most sense to you. So if you feel like, ooh, a little bigger back and forth would feel good today, Maybe I just want a little gentle side to side. Whatever it is, just kind of let yourself be in this space here. Good. Let the hips kind of settle back to the center. We're going to bring the hands to the outside of our chest into a bit of a cobra flow. So you're just going to lift the chest and the shoulders, your belly, your legs are going to stay on the floor, and then you're going to relax it down. So as we come into that cobra, kind of press those hands into the mat, maybe bring those shoulder blades back. Good. Using your breath to guide you. So as you breathe in, lift. As you breathe out, exhale. If you're feeling like you really want more, lift your hands as you lift your chest. It doesn't even have to be that big, but we're kind of, again, warming up into our back a bit here. Into those shoulders. Good. We're going to release it down, bringing those arms out in front. We're going to warm into our shoulders some here. So with the palms facing down, arms kind of extended, we're going to bring the arms out to the side and then down to our hips. If you need to move things out of the way, and then bringing those arms back up and overhead. Now you can rest your forehead down to the floor. You can grab a block or a pillow so that your neck gets a chance to rest. Palm is going to face the floor the entire time. We're doing these little swimmers here. Go as slow as you need to. This is not about rushing. This is about, where am I feeling this? If that doesn't feel great in the shoulder, maybe coming into some cactuses. Maybe it doesn't work to bring that arm all the way down to the hip, but find a little movement, keeping those arms, or just bringing it back, arms up to the center, and just work on lifting each arm. That's still going to get into that shoulder, and maybe it's a little bit more accessible to you today. Good. Relaxing it all down. We're going to bring those hands back, coming onto the forearms, palms facing the floor. Chest is lifted, our belly, our legs are still relaxing on the mat, drop through the shoulders. We're coming into what we call Sphinx here. So again, we're getting into that low back, but we're also kind of stretching down the front side of our body as well. So hopefully, the more you walk your elbows away, the less it's going to turn down that intensity. The more you bring those elbows back, the more it's going to dial up that intensity. If you're really looking for something more today, press the palms into the mat, straighten the arms, bringing that into our seal pose here. Good. So we'll drop it down to those forearms. We're going to take our right arm, thread it underneath the left into shoulder pigeon. So you're just going to relax the chest, relax the shoulders towards the floor. Maybe take a moment. We want to feel it in the outside of our shoulder. That right arm, the palm can face the floor or it can face up toward the ceiling. I'll leave that up to you. If you need to maybe come a little bit more, bring that. I'm going to turn so hopefully you can see better. If you need to come onto that forearm and bring it through, or relax it all the way down. I'll leave it to you what feels good for you, what feels appropriate in your body. Good. We're going to bring that right arm through, take it to that other side. So left arm's going to thread underneath the right. And again, if you want to, relax that chest as much to the floor. Palm down, palm up. Again, personal choice, personal preference more than anything. It doesn't, one way is not better or worse. It just sometimes, however tight your shoulder might be, one way might feel infinitely better. That's all we're looking at. Again, just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Good. We're going to bring that left arm through, bring ourselves briefly up to a nice tabletop here. So walk the knees up, walk the hands back. After this, I always like to take a nice cat-cow because that always just feels really good. Kind of move through that spine. If cat-cow is not for you, step those knees wide. Take it into a little bit of child's pose. That's a nice counter stretch to our Sphinx, our seal, cobra. Really lets you stretch down the back, stretch through those shoulders. So if you're ready, you're done with your cat-cow, we'll meet in our child's pose here. Extend those arms as much as you like. Again, we're stretching through the shoulders. Good. Wonderful. We're going to come up, bringing it to our right side here. So again, we're kind of coming into more of a full body stretch. So we're going to bring that bottom knee bent and bring it slightly forward. We're going to extend that top leg. So our left leg here. We're going to bring that left arm up and overhead. So as we bring that left arm forward, I want you to send the left leg back. So flex through the foot. And then we're going to take that left arm back, right arm forward. So we're just kind of stretching all the way down the side body here. Your chest can kind of come towards that floor as you reach through that top arm. When I flex that foot, I like to bring my heel back just a little bit. As I bring that foot forward, I like to point the toe just a little bit. So you may have a little snap, crackle, and pop as you move back and forth. Pretty normal. That's okay. And just let your body just move nice and slow here. Good. Wonderful job. That's it. Good. We're coming back to the center. And now we're going to roll to our other side. So kind of flip those legs around. Coming onto our left side here. So right leg and right arm are on the top. So left knee comes forward just a little bit as we extend that right leg. That knee is coming forward more for stability than anything else. Letting that left arm kind of bend so that the head can relax. So same thing, we're gonna bring that right arm forward, send that right leg back. So flex through the foot, press that heel back. Then as we bring it forward, reach that right arm back, reach that right toe forward. And again, play into how this feels. Feel your body kind of lengthen and elongate here. I hope you're playing some music that makes you feel good. Doesn't have to make you feel sexy, but I hope it makes you feel good. And that sexy feeling is just that nice bonus. I hope it does that too. Just feel that body open, lengthen, get a little bit warm. Good. Awesome. We're going to bring it back to the center here. And then from here, we're going to roll onto our back. So flipping ourselves over, we're going to bend at the knees, walk the feet back towards us. Good. We're going to take that right leg, kind of cross it over the left. And then I want you to drop those legs over towards that left side. Going to find a nice big twist. Shoulders stay towards the floor. Arms kind of come down to the side. Good. And then we're going to walk those legs back to the center. We're going to bring the arms up and overhead, palms together. And now we're going to take those legs over towards that right side. Arms are going to twist towards the left. Good. I know this might feel like, what is this doing? But we're warming up our midsection here. We're warming up the spine, the sides, the arms. Good. We're going to uncross everything. You're going to cross that left leg over. And it's okay if it's more like this. It doesn't have to be like really stacked. Whatever works for you and in your body. And you're just going to start by bringing those legs over towards that right side, really letting that left side open up. Feel that nice big twist. Making sure we're breathing. Always back to the breath. Good. We're going to draw those legs back to the center. Again, arms up and together. Legs go one way, arms go the other. If it feels too much to add the legs, just bring those arms over towards that right side. Find that little bit of a twist. Good. And then we're going to bring it back to center, uncross those legs. So we're kind of sticking in the same theme. You're going to cross that right ankle over the top of that left leg, and we're going to drop that left foot. So more of that figure four, a little bit more open. If your foot doesn't get to the floor, grab a block or two. And again, we're into that twist here. The twist is going to warm things up. We're getting into the outside of our hip, kind of like we've done in that double pigeon if you caught last week's class, or our reclined figure four, I think we did in week 1. Good. Coming back to the center. And now we're going to go to that other side. So left ankle comes across that right leg. Same thing. You're dropping that foot towards the floor. Bring something underneath that left foot if it can't quite get to the floor so that it feels supported. Remember, we're not about trying to turn to our side. So we want to keep that chest toward the ceiling here. Find a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. Good. And then we're slowly going to bring it back to the center. All right, so if you do have a block, if you do have a pillow or something, we're going to bring that underneath our low back. So we just want the hips raised slightly here because we're going to get that raised hip flexor stretch. We've done this in a couple of classes here. You're going to bring that right knee into your chest. You're going to let that left leg relax. So you may need to readjust kind of once you get in there, but this is really going to let this space down the front of your left leg relax. You can grab onto your right leg wherever it feels appropriate. If you want to do like this, if you want to straighten that right leg, point and flex the foot a little bit. Get into that hamstring if that feels good. You certainly can. Good. So now we are going to straighten that right leg up toward the ceiling here. If you need to, you can grab a blanket or a towel, kind of wrap it around the back of that leg to support it. If you've got a strap, that would be a great option as well. You can grab onto the sides of your pants. So flex through the foot. We just want to stretch down the back of the leg here. We want to warm that up as well. So maybe work on straightening that leg. If you need to kind of find a little bend and press, do that. If you want to point and flex the foot, you certainly can. Good. And then we're slowly going to bend that right leg. Bring it down. We're switching sides. So right leg gets to relax as we bring that left knee towards our chest. Again, just let yourself relax into this. Give yourself a chance to just breathe. Good. Let that right leg just kind of relax. Let the toe slide open. Good. Same thing. We're going to straighten that left leg here. So if you've got a strap, you can bring it around the bottom of the foot for either side. Again, keeping that leg straight. Maybe bring it a little closer to that chest. Let yourself breathe. If you need to, maybe readjust the block or the pillow. Feel that nice big stretch. If you need to maybe point and flex the foot, if that feels better, you can bring in the strap around the back of the leg. Maybe that's where support feels good to you. Just let yourself be. Love this. All right. We're going to bring everything down, move that block to our side. We're going to finish with one of my favorites, happy baby. So we're going to bring the knees to our chest. Let's start with a little rock side to side. Get into that low back. You want to circle the knees a little here. Doing a wonderful job. This is our last stretch before we get to some rest and relaxation. All right, so knees to the chest. We're going to take the legs wide. Hands can wrap around the back of the legs. They can come to the inside and kind of wrap around the outside of our calves. If we're ready, we can bring them to the bottoms of the feet, wherever that is. So bottoms of the feet towards the ceiling, legs are wide. Now, maybe that doesn't feel super great. You can kind of do a reclining butterfly. You can bring the bottoms of the feet together or bring those feet down to the floor and let the knees kind of relax wide. And maybe it feels better to kind of bring the arms lower. So Find what feels good. When I flex my feet, bring my hands here, I kind of like to gently press on the bottoms of my feet. Sometimes that feels good. Sometimes it doesn't if our hips or our hamstrings are particularly tight. Even if the calves or the ankles are feeling something, it might not feel great. But let yourself just kind of wiggle around, find what feels good. You're doing a wonderful job. Good. And then we're just going to slowly bring those legs back to the center. Place each foot down. We're going to straighten the body out here. Reach the arms up and overhead. Extend and reach through the toes. Feel that nice stretch through the whole of our body here. Find a little wiggle if we need to. I like to close with some rest and relaxation. So if you want to stay on your back, if that feels comfortable, if you feel better, bringing it up to seated, rolling to your side, rolling onto your stomach. The whole point of this is to find what's going to feel good. Is there a spot, a way, a place where we can relax one more time? We're going to let the eyes close. Let the body soften. We don't need to be tense. We don't need to hold anything up, hold anything in. Can we relax a little bit more? Can we again bring ourselves into that kind of flow of breath? Inhale and exhale. Can we tap into the strength, the power, the amazingness of our body and what we can do with roughly 20 minutes in our day to feel a little bit better, to maybe feel more connected, to feel empowered, maybe to feel a little spicy, maybe to feel ready to, whether it's solo or with a partner, have some fun. And if you need to stay here in this space for as long as feels comfortable, as long as feels appropriate. So we come back to seated. If you're ready, take a moment, hug yourself, show your body some love, some gratitude for showing up for you today, for moving you around. As always, I'm so grateful that you shared your day with me. Hopefully this leads you to feeling a little bit more connected, both emotionally, mentally, and physically, to this wonderful being that is you. I can't wait to see you. Until next time, go have some fun.